Hi guys, happy Thursday. Let's do our makeup together. I got my brows done and they're looking a little Angry Birdish, but that's okay. Once we put makeup on, they'll settle out. Okay, I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna pop into my Saint palette here and I'm gonna start with my concealer color. This is the color Aura and I'm just gonna apply this to my under eye, my T-zone, and my chin, kind of the high points of my face. Then I'm gonna go into my foundation color. This is the color Amber and I'm gonna kind of apply this to the outer perimeter of my. And then lastly, we're gonna go in with our last kind of color here for this three-dimensional look and do contour. I'm going to take my 3D brush and I'm just going to start to blend from light to dark, and I'm just doing little pressing motions and like pushing this product into my face. Because it's cream based, you want to make sure you're pushing it into your face and not smearing it around, because it's going to move with your skin throughout the day, so you kind of have to press it into your skin. If you smear it around, it's kind of just going to sit on the surface. Okay, and then once we have kind of those lighter colors blended in, we're just going to start to blend in this contour, and the key again is just to stipple it into place. We don't want to smear it around. We want these colors to coexist on our face. We don't want them to like marry each other, okay? They're just like, you're applying this makeup in certain places of your face and blending them there for a reason. We want to keep a three-dimensional look. If we over blend this and mix it in, it's going to make our makeup look muddy and dark, and we're going to lose the three-dimensional effect. See what this does for my face? Gives me a defined cheekbone, and again, defined forehead line. So we want to just soften these edges. We don't want to over blend it. We want to keep it three-dimensional. That's the whole point of this makeup. So now that we have our whole foundation, we've got a full coverage look, but we used 3 colors to make up our foundation. We're just going to go in, do a little bit of cream bronzer, and we're going to do this to bring some warmth back into our face. Bronzer is different from contour because contour has coverage and is going to cover up like skin imperfections, whereas bronzer is a sheer light coat, and contour is an ashy tone, whereas bronzer is a warm tone. So bronzer is going to bring color back into our face, whereas contour just kind of gave us that definition and shape to our face. See how that just brought so much color back into my skin, but it didn't make my whole face look darker because my foundation still matches my neck. It just warmed up the cheekbones and the hairline. Now we're gonna finish with blush. I'm gonna use the color Nude. This is kind of like a really nice mauvey purple, and it's a color you might not normally reach for, but once they blend out, you guys will be like, oh yeah, I really like that. Okay, how pretty is that blush color? I love it. I'm gonna use Nude again to line my lips. I'm just gonna kind of, I can't talk while doing this, but give them like a light line, and I kind of like to overline them just a little bit to give a plump look. And then I'm gonna dip into this color called Ballerina. This is my favorite lip color. It's a really nudie nude. If you like a nude lip, this is it, Ballerina. And then sometimes I'll put just a little bit of Summer Love for just to bring a little bit of color back into it. This is a pink gloss. That's my lip. I like that. It gives like a nice structured plump lip. And then you can set this makeup with powder if you want, the Vanilla Dust setting powder. I'm just debating. I kind of like a glowy look some days I like a matte look, but I'm feeling like today I kind of am liking the glow. So I feel like I'm not going to set with powder. So let's swap over to our third level. This is a triple decker palette. I've got my foundations, my lip and cheeks, and then my eyeshadows here. And what are we feeling for eyeshadow today? I'm wearing brown, so I'm thinking let's stick to a brown. Okay, for the eyes, let's start off with this nice color Butterscotch and just use windshield wiper motions and kind of do a nice even dusting over the eyelid. Eyeshadows used to really intimidate me, but I like to really simplify them and still like just use a few colors, and you can still achieve a really pretty look, but we don't have to like go into great detail when it comes to eyeshadows. I like to keep it simple because I don't know. That color is honestly so pretty in its own, but we're just gonna go into this color called Cafe, and we're just gonna kind of pack this just on the outer corner just to add some dimension to the look. Just little stippling motions, keeping it kind of lower and on the outer corner. That really darkened up this whole look, but it's okay. I don't mind it. And then I'm just gonna finish off this look with this color called Georgia. Now this is a powder illuminator, so I love these because they are the prettiest eyeshadows, but you can also take them and use them as like a face highlighter. They're called illuminators, but they're like your traditional kind of highlighter. So you can take them, they're like the prettiest shades. So I'm gonna use this as an eyeshadow, and then I've also added it to my nose, and I might add it to like kind of like the high points of my cheeks too, just to give me a bit more okay, and here's the finish. Super glowy, super pretty. The eyes are really pretty. We only use 3 eyeshadows there, so that's super achievable to do. It's not like you need 20 different colors. That is so pretty. My goodness, it's a bit of a bolder look, so you could tone that down any way you want to, but this whole face took me less than 10 minutes. And then I will also attach a link in the comments about what exact products I used here today, so you can check those out if you want to, and let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great Thursday.